the cat broke the internet. I think this is some gooner shit. Sure. Let's just say the gooner stuff.
Baby, rules matter. And when it comes
Oh, it's a woman? Our opinion not valid, bro. Opinion not valid.
to the internet, few matter as much as Rule 34.
Rule 34, for those who don't know, is if it exists, there is porn of it. The more you know.
2021, an Animal Crossing porn parody inexplicably blew up online after it was shoved in front of the wrong audience, resulting in a bizarre domino effect that awoke thousands to a catgirl hypnosis fetish, briefly resurrected the career of a Croatian pop star from the 80s, and was perhaps the only time in history where people's moms were unknowingly sending hentai references in the family group chat.
Bro, that
What
really
I'm saying
annoying.
is
What?
millions of people
It's November.
accidentally collaborated
Die
to
already.
manifest the biggest goon meme of all time. But how could something like this actually happen? This is the unbelievable story of Newgrounds, Onkazone, and you. This is Bad Art History.
Okay, sure.
If you clicked on this video, chances are high that the phrase Onkazone stirred up something in you or attached to you.
Nope, absolutely not. I have seen the character, didn't know where it was from, didn't care to know where it was from. I just know it existed.
If you've never heard of this, it's a meme from a 2021 adult animation of the villager from Animal Crossing getting it on with Anka, the humanoid cat girl. So far, so internet. But on September 3rd, 2021, for reasons no one understands, a twisted genius randomly remembered the song from the Animal Crossing porno and uploaded it to TikTok, where it blew up. And that was the beginning of the
What
end.
was the
Because
song?
as the song racked up
What was the song? What? People from Ibiza. What?
millions of views on YouTube. For several tragic weeks, oblivious TikTok users and Facebook aunties alike were sending everyone they knew
What was
a
the
deceptively
song?
cute video of a dancing cat. So what was actually going on here? There have been dirtier memes and catchier songs.
Yeah.
And Anka isn't even close to the most popular Animal Crossing character to get this
Who is the whole thing, let one without sin cast the first stone, but you people are sick. Just end it. Or stop. It's the same. Tonight's the night.
treatment. Well, it turns out the answer lies deeper. Because for 20
Bro, that fucking fly, I will end your existence. I will end your fucking existence.
26 long, hard years, a series of horny internet phenomena were slowly lining up for Onkazone to explode. And if that sounds crazy, put on your tinfoil hat, lock your bedroom door, and enable cruise control, because it's time to talk about a website called Newgrounds.
Newgrounds. Big fiction.
Before we get into the monstrosity that brought you Numa, Smiling Friends, and terabytes of animated cartoon porn, super quick timeline. January 2017. South Korean adult animator -8 uploads onkaride.swif. And remember this SWIF file format because it's going to be very important.
Swift? What the fuck is Swift?
Then, January 2021,
Some
the
flash
artist
file?
Zone Sama, famous for numerous contributions to Newgrounds and YouTube, uploads Onkazone as an homage to -8's creation. Now, as for Newgrounds itself, it's a website known for its irreverent attitude and thousands of culture-defining flash games and animations.
Yeah.
And even if you've never been on it, you felt its influence. From Salad Fingers to Peanut Butter Jelly Time to All Your Base or Belong to Us to the Teen
All Your
Titans
Base.
parody that was the awakening for every online male in 2007. All were either from or
think I know what
popularized
she's actually
via
talking about.
Newgrounds. And in case you
Sadly.
don't see where this is going, the Teen Titans parody, the Jenny the Teenage Robot video that royally pissed off Viacom, and Onkazone
I
were
don't know
all
the-
made by
the
one
other one.
person and all came from this website. But how did we get here? Unceremoniously pooped out onto the World Wide Web on July 6, 1995 by a teenage Tom Fulp. What began as a love letter to the Neo Geo console series quickly turned into two controversial flash games. Assassin and Club Assassin.
What was Bin Laden doing there? What? New victims of Bin Laden. Tons of games and movies. Numbers. What? What? Bill Gates. And was that Gaben? No, that was actually Bill Gates. Why did this look like Gaben to me for a nanosecond? What?
And Club a Seal. you can imagine what the gameplay looked like. Foreshadowing the iconic screw you attitude that would define a generation, Fulp thoughtfully
I miss that generation. I miss edgy internet. I miss everything's too politically correct now.
considered the hate mail being sent to him by those who felt that his games were mean-spirited, and then displayed it on his site for laughs. From here, to paraphrase his own words, Newground had taken on a solid form, kind of like how digested food becomes a turd. And this turd proved very appetizing, as through the late 90s, Newgrounds rapidly cultivated an edgy user base while trying, in vain, not to lose advertisers. Why a brand wouldn't want to appear on the website where you can play man wearing exploding vest walking into a store simulator is anyone's guess. But then, 1998
Honestly, why? Why would I want to advertise my shampoo there?
rolls around and lawsuit. After Fulp uploaded an animation depicting the Teletubbies coping with crippling drug addiction and alcoholism, the British public was so offended by this portrayal of their greatest cultural export that the BBC sued.
Bro, the Teletubbies were so creepy. I remember watching them as a kid. As a child. As a kid, what the fuck am I even saying? And just, now I look at that and I'm like, what the fuck was I on watching that? What? I remember I even had birthday cakes decorated with Teletubbies when I was young. I mean, I don't remember. I've seen photos. You can't really remember stuff when you were 3 years old. But what was I on
copyright grounds and lost. That is American free use law.
Nice.
Over the next decade, Fulp and his close-knit team worked tirelessly to keep the website afloat through ballooning server costs caused by thousands of game, music, and video submissions, dictating a large share of edgy internet humor along the way, and in so doing, setting themselves up for potential disaster. And speaking of potential disaster, it's a big internet out there, and honestly, have you ever tried Googling yourself? You'd be
Okay, it's
shocked
delete
at
me.
how much of your
Right.
personal information is freely available.
It's delete me.
Aura is a VPN.
Aura?
Broker
It's a
ton
VPN?
on
What?
price. Want to? Just done. Enough time. Go to
And,
Aura.
and what kind of off-brand VPN is this? What? Non-sponsored, just get Molvet. You can buy it with crypto. Just get Molvet VPN. They don't sell your data. They don't care about you. They don't care about nothing. Just get Molvet VPN.
.com/Frankie to personal data out there on the internet was a slowly multiplying species of human being who stood to benefit like no one ever had from one of Newgrounds' most basic features.
What are her nails though? What? I'm not really a nail scientist, but what? How can that be practical? Anyways.
Shockwave support. Why does that matter? Because what Fire did for the human race, Flash Player did for Coomers. Coomers and Gooners. Two
Coomers and
pejorative internet terms.
Gooner. Completely addicted. Okay, what's a Coomer? Who lives in front of his PC all day? Huh.
That largely describe
The more I
same
know now.
thing. A person, usually male, who is dangerously addicted to adult content. And with Newgrounds' robust support of the SWIFT, aka Shockwave file format, and the SWIFT's popularity in adult animations and games, it's no surprise that hundreds of adult artists found their audience on this website. Now, I obviously can't show you
it's a
why
free world.
this format
It's
works
a free
so well.
world.
So think of it like this. A SWIFT is a container file that uses vectors, kind of like a set of instructions that tell an object where to move, where to rotate, or where to bounce up and down crazy style for 4.5 minutes. What animators may lose in terms of visual detail with this method, they often make up for with ease of animation. Combine that with motion tweens, a bouncy, elastic animation style infamous for its use in adult material, and you get the picture. And if you don't, I can only direct you with extreme caution.
Don't do that. Don't direct people there. Don't. Just don't go there. It's not worth it.
To the Incredible Gassy or the Spider-Man backshots gif. The Shockwave format's small file size and widespread compatibility at the time made it easy to upload adult
I'm sad Flash died. Yeah. Adobe. That piece of shit. I'm just sad Flash died.
content in that format anywhere it was permitted, especially on a website that gave as few fucks as Newgrounds. And this is where the rubber meets the road. In late 2006, a user going by Zone-sama would make a Newgrounds account, blowing up almost immediately because of her uncanny ability to imitate the art style of existing shows. In 2007, Zone was already blazing new ground and providing Raven and Starfire fans with the highest quality goon material they had ever seen in their lives. Her Jenny the Teenage
It holds up even today.
Robot video so closely resembled the actual show that Viacom forced her to take it down under threat of legal action. And fun fact, this thing is still haunting Nickelodeon because as recently as 2022, the developers of fighting game Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl were forced to remove one of Jenny's voice lines because of its inescapable association with the porn video.
You wouldn't like my brain. It's all circuity and metallic.
Why did I remember that video now? Oh, why? 10 years ago, internet. Why? I thought I haven't seen that video. I'm sad now.
If that's not a sign you made it, I don't know what is.
I'm
Between
sad
her
now.
mascot, Zontan,
It's pronounced Zone-tan.
and the wildly popular ZTV animated series, Zone had quickly carved out a niche as one of the most prolific adult artists online.
I am now a fan of ZTV. Here's the reason.
That Windows 8, by the
It's
way.
because of this hot, sexy character.
Get the End Venom sounding guy from the last video. He would like her.
But you may have noticed that we completely glossed over the fact that eons ago, a list of rules of the internet were carved into stone on a
Do not. Wait. Do not talk about /b, blah blah blah. Don't do that. All your picked blah 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 blah. I'm dyslexic and I hate reading. If you can,
on a
if you can
website
tell.
that can't go 2 seconds without
Ow.
talking about fluids, religious minorities, and autism. And no,
What, Twitter?
it's not 4chan. See, as Rule 37 clearly states, there are no women on the internet.
Yes.
Or are there? Rule 34. And also 1 through 33 and 35 through whatever. If I can be honest, the reason I've name-dropped Rule 34 without offering a definition is because, frankly,
You know,
everyone and their mother knows what it means.
I did her a solid and I explained it, so you're welcome. If you're new here, why are you here?
If it exists, there's part of it. Skibbity Toilet, the John Goodman dinosaur in 1993 smash hit, We're Back. The Microsoft paperclip. Without much exaggeration,
Yeah, Clippy Mpreg, no. Nope. That's too deep. Roll it back up, go home. We are done here.
if you can imagine it, it's out there. And when it comes to popular franchises, there's
That rule might actually be misleading. There might not actually be nothing. Believe me, you have to try, but it's possible. There is possible for there to be nothing.
a whole cottage industry of source filmmaker animators who pay their bills using freely available software to animate every character from every game doing everything.
I'm so sad I never learned Source Filmmaker, bro. I'm so sad the only experience in 3D animation I have is Cinema 4D. I hate Cinema 4D. I have to try using Source Filmmaker. I have to learn 3D animation. AI will surpass me on the way there, but I will try one day, maybe. Alongside my other full bucket list of aspirations I will never live up to. Such is life.
Major game studios are now so aware of this phenomenon that some play into it in their own marketing.
Bro, you can't just put Overwatch there. You can't. Some characters I can read because I'm dyslexic, has grippers. Drop a foot if you're hyped. Kiriko's new skin. Kiriko. I know who's Kiriko. Yeah, I know Kiriko. Like a good 6 out of 10. Damn, though. Nothing to fit, but hey, you must respect the art.
Some, allegedly, have even been accused of making overly anatomically detailed character models.
Oh yeah, the Marvel Rivals models were allegedly so good and so just peak quality that artists like rejoiced. Artists actually clapped. Artists were hyped when they cracked the encryption on the models in like a day. I'm sure they made someone out there really happy. Even though the character designs in the game is,
knowing what people do with them. All this to say, from the sanctioned Rule 34 sites to the rise of animated clips being hosted on traditional platforms, it was merely a matter of time before Anka, the Egyptian cat girl with the resting bitch face, would get the same
was that
treatment.
cut there?
And you must
What?
be thinking, yeah, this is very obvious. Why would anyone even need to spell out the concept of Rule 34? People have been making smut since cave times. But that's the thing. Grug didn't have access to the internet, which means someone in your lifetime had to be the first guy online to make this observation and name it. On August 13th, 2003, in yet another demonic act committed by a British person, the author of the webcomic Zoom Out made this panel. Depicting his devastation at finding erotic art of Calvin and Hobbes, he dubbed this phenomenon Rule 34 of the internet. And this was so self-evident, it blew
what are other 33 rules before that? No one knows. No one cares.
people's minds. It fundamentally changed the way we talk about this stuff online. By 2006, contributors to the aforementioned satire site Encyclopedia Dramatica sourced all sorts of internet truisms from 4chan threads, anonymous IRC chats, and even 4chan daddy, Chris Poole himself.
The rules were created by the man to keep you down. They don't actually exist.
The resulting list became the rules of the internet. And its staying power lies in the fact that not only does it explain every single thing uploaded to DeviantArt, it's actually a very insightful commentary
Too bad DeviantArt is not what it used to be. That and Pinterest. Are you real? Nope. What? Me real? No. What the fuck?
on human behavior. Don't believe me? Okay. Rule 43. The more beautiful and pure a thing is, the more satisfying it is to corrupt. Consider the cult fandom around fluffy pony abuse. A collection of illustrations and fanfics loosely based on My Little Pony, wherein these cloyingly cute pony homunculus creatures, which only want love and cannot possibly defend themselves, are subjected to extreme torture. Or maybe Rule 42, nothing is sacred. Religion, tragedy, the miracle of life, none of it is too untouchable to avoid becoming gay 9/11 Shrek pregnancy fan art. You know, the amount of times that I invoke 9/11 in these videos is getting like disrespectful. And we
To what? They're dead, they don't care.
can't forget Rule 35. In the extremely rare case that no explicit content exists about something,
It will be
it
made.
will. And to speedrun the rest
But it will, but not in time, sadly.
of this list, 40
Another kid leads to zero.
everything is somebody's fetish.
What?
47. You're probably never getting laid. And this brings us back to Rule 37. There are no girls on the internet. I'm gonna be so
There are
real
no,
for a second. Women have been on the internet
Women don't exist. Women are just figments made by the government to control us. Women don't exist. Pfft. I've never met a woman. Pfft. That they don't exist. The same as pigeons. You see them, but you know they are not real. You know they are drones controlled by the government.
forever. Though, women probably found themselves in the minority for most of the internet's lifetime, and the women behind anonymous accounts were likely assumed male unless stated otherwise. But the female share of the internet is growing, and if you think that the majority of people
Yeah. And is it a coincidence that as AI is getting better, there's more women on the internet? I would not say so. Women are government propaganda, probably made by Israel. I don't know, bro. You have to mention something controversial somewhere. Women are government drones made to control us. Prove me wrong.
flooding the web with yaoi, dress-up games, and slash fics since the 90s were men, you're crazy. Now, when it comes to the
Yeah, they're made by the government, even more.
more hardcore visual stuff, especially when it comes to content demonstrating extreme views about women's bodies, it's safe to assume most of it is by men for men. Also, real quick on the topic of real-life harm. I wasn't sure where in the video to mention this, but you should be aware that -8, the artist responsible for the 2017 Anka
Did Brock kill himself? Did he do it?
ride animation, torpedoed his career due to openly being kind of a torpedo.
What? To be honest, I imagine her. Okay. Okay. Did he kill himself though?
Obviously,
What?
career due to openly being kind of a torpedo himself. Obviously, separating art from artist is an individual choice. But when a person who makes explicit content expresses opinions about little kids, it's almost always a very, very, very bad sign.
I hope they locked him
let's
up.
return to Anka and Newgrounds. What exactly was that impending disaster about to hit Newgrounds? By the mid-20s,
Is that the Vista start menu? Is that the Vista start menu? No, that is Windows 7 start menu. Huh. Is that Vista? Oh,
to
no.
hit Newgrounds. By the mid-2010s, the commitment to free speech and shock humor that once set Newgrounds apart was going out of style. And it was also
Sadly.
around this time that
Oh, take
Tumblr,
me
with
back.
its reputation for a large female user
Yeah, even Tumblr is not what it used to be.
base, social activism, and complete inability to stop engaging the trolls, saw its peak usership. And one of Tumblr's biggest draws, ironically, was that it permitted all sorts of not safe for work material. So in 2018, when Tumblr abruptly banned such content, it experienced an apocalyptic exodus of users from which it would never recover. And
Sadly.
sensing this huge opportunity to revive its
We
declining
lost a soldier
cultural
that day.
relevance, Newgrounds casually let Twitter know that they would never, ever implement such a ban. And it had never been less over. The pieces were all lining up. And in 2020, when billions
The video is about a cat, by the way. We are 15 minutes in. I still have no explanation of how someone's aunt shared that cat around.
found themselves locked inside with only the internet, TikTok, and their right hand to
Hey, the hit or miss girl. Remember her? Yeah, you're fucking old.
entertain themselves. The release of Animal Crossing New Horizons was an unbelievable success. I can't stress enough, in early 2020, hundreds of millions of people became very online for the first time. And in a once-in-a-lifetime planetary alignment of a bored, lonely, horny, captive audience, an explosively popular game, and an app known for churning out viral sensations, Zone was in the right place
TikTok,
at the right time. In
Why
the space
did you
of
have to be
days,
made?
the backing track to the Zone video went mega viral, and how people found their way to Newgrounds, to Zone, to the Animal Crossing hentai that started it all, to a hypnosis fetish, and possibly even to discovering that they were a furry, is no mystery. Oh my god, I totally forgot to mention, Google searches for Rule 34 like exploded like vertically in 2020. I'm gonna
No shit. Yeah, the water is green. Take.
drop it somewhere early in their video. Oh my god. I cannot believe I forgot to mention this.
Yeah,
and
water
that
is
leaves
green,
only
take.
one loose end. What about the guy that made the song? Does he know?
Fiddle
Did his
Dance Classic
grandkids have the
from
heart to tell him?
festival.
Well, no one knows
What?
that. But we do
What
know
is the
this.
song?
Croatian-born singer, songwriter, and guitarist Alexander Martin, stage name Sandy Martin, spent much of his youth in Italy due to his father's employment at the Yugo-Potamian embassy in that country. After being scouted by a talent agent seeking the next teen heartthrob, Sandy enjoyed a brief career in the Italian pop scene between 1983 and 1994, announcing an official retirement in 2005 due to health issues. Hopefully, the former pop star, now in his 60s, remains
80s, blah, blah, blah,
blissfully
blah, blah,
unaware
blah,
of his
something,
legacy.
something,
But the
blow up,
fact is,
something,
Camel
can
by
die.
Camel and its covers have accrued upwards of 50 million views on YouTube alone. And the reason aside, if young Sandy Martin could see the hit that his song would become, he probably wouldn't object. But at the end of the day, the rules of the internet, thorough as they are in making this entire thing make sense, actually have one major flaw when it comes to explaining online goonery. So I propose a Rule 48. When looking up your favorite character, curiosity really does kill the cat. This has been Bad Art History.
Title misleading, but she a woman, her opinion doesn't matter anyways.